my poorly shot and dark updates on what's going on in the Piston Broke Racing Garage. If I had some skills, I'd come up with some really nice promo and opening credits for that. But I might have given some hints in some of my previous videos about where I was going with my street bike, and I have replaced a black and orange bike in the garage with a black and red bike. And as you can see, this is a Kawasaki Z900 2024. Why did I go in this direction when I had what a lot of people thought were, for at least short-term magazine tests and YouTube tests, the best middleweight bike available? It's gotten to the point now, and I've kind of been tracking this since I bought the KTM, that there's now a Facebook page solely dedicated to not just KTMs, but KTMs with camshaft and top end failures. So I know for certain that when I traded my KTM in on this bike at the local bike shop, it was running perfectly. Had under 10,000 kilometers. I had done 3 oil changes, which is 2 more than required during that interval according to the manual. But it was just too much, I guess, a sense of foreboding to use my English minor. Every time I got on the bike, it was okay, like, how does it sound, and is that rattle or tick? And KTM's are loud engines, we all know that, but like it was that louder than it was. And again, the whole concept of jumping on that bike and doing a cross Canada tour, which is something I'd like to do again sometime soon, I just didn't trust it. So when you switch to the Z900, you have a bike that's slightly more powerful, less tech, less, I guess, quality or high-end suspension, less quality brakes, nowhere near the sticky tires that came on the KTM, but it's a bike that properly maintained, and it certainly doesn't, it's not rocket science to maintain this bike. It is going to last probably longer than I'm likely going to ride, or until we run out of fossil fuels. So yeah, and I guess the other thing too, if you know what's going on with KTM right now, they never admitted a problem with any of those parts. When you looked up the parts online with the parts fiche, there was no change in part number, which indicates that, you know, they didn't ensure that poor quality camshafts were eliminated from the aftermarket parts scheme or replacement part scheme. And then again, if you've been paying attention, they have discontinued the 890R after, what would it be, 4 years, 3 years, 2020, 2021, 2022, 23. Yeah, so now there's the 990. So to me, it looks like they're cutting and running when it comes to that bike itself. So the 790 is built in China, and by all accounts, you know, has had even a worse reliability record early on, but is now getting better. And they've dumped the 890R altogether. So it's with a clear conscience that I traded mine in. I don't think I've given someone a lemon. It was running fine when I traded it in, and I got to hand it to the local bike shop. It's not a KTM dealer, Trans-Canada Motorsport, Kawasaki spot. I've known the owner there for my entire biking career. I bought my first ever motorcycle helmet from him. Great guy, you know, like, supports the dirt bikers, supports the quadders. The funny story with this is that when I went to pick it up and ride it home, he was apologetic because it didn't have a full tank of gas. And so he shoved $20 in my hand, gave me a $35 bottle of Plexus bike cleaner, and then gave me the first oil filter for the first oil change. So great guy. The KTM dealer, when I talked about trading in the 890R on actually a 1290 Super Duke that they'd had sitting in the showroom for 2 years, it hadn't turned a wheel. Like, you're not going to sell that bike in a prairie city of 40,000 people. No interest in considering, like, maybe a higher trade-in value or a repeat customer or anything like that. Not interested whatsoever. So okay, I'm going to go with a shop that's going to work with me. So I've ridden the bike a total of 500 kilometers so far. It's a great machine. It's got a pretty extensive break-in period, so you know, I haven't wrung its neck yet, but it's a more comfortable bike, a bit more upright, heavier and more substantial. I think with a bit of work it can be made to handle fairly well. As you can see, I've already put on a aftermarket exhaust. I've got a tail tidy to go on. The world's smallest swing arm spools. That's what you get when you order from China, but they're aluminum, so maybe with some spacers they'll work okay. And GB racing engine covers. Again, why am I putting a race engine covers on a street bike? Well, there is no fairing protection whatsoever, and I got them for $38 Canadian out of Japan. I thought they were going to be used, but they're brand new. If these are rip-offs, and apparently there's a few rip-offs floating around, they are the greatest examples of motorcycle product forgery I've ever seen, right down to the UK, made in the UK sticker on the package. So they haven't been used. Yeah, I can't believe I got them for the price that I did. So quality stuff and a little bit of protection if I do happen to tip the bike or whatever. I'm not holding engine cases and that sort of thing. So there's a million Z900 videos out on YouTube, and I may gain some Z900 viewers because of this and then lose a whole bunch of KTM viewers. But pretty trick TFT dash, 473 kilometers. So I'm past the first break-in interval when I couldn't rev it more than 4,000 RPM, which was under 95 kilometers an hour. So those first break-in miles were a bit boring, but I'm really enjoying the bike. I think I made the right choice. As the Brits say, horses for courses. The 890R was a fantastic machine. It was an amazing track bike, but in terms of a reliable long-term street bike, the trust just isn't there. So anyway, that's the big news on the street bike front. There's going to be some more developments on the Ducati front. Some significant ones, I think, with the 848. I've got it fired up and running. I do have a warning light on the dash, simply because I cycled the engine back before I had hooked up the exhaust servo delete. So this remains on. So I've got a Guzzi diag cable coming in to be able to clear that. But sounds fantastic when you fire it up. New oil, new filter, cleaned the screen filter and the case, coolant flush, all that good stuff. But just some developments with work and where I'm at. I'm not sure I'm even going to be able to get out onto the track this summer, unfortunately. Which happens. I'm not a pro racer. I'm a club racer who's been futzing around with this for 30 years now. So, I need to put things in context, I guess, and revisit why I'm doing this. And if you've watched my videos, you know how much I enjoy just building bikes in the first place. So, I think if I lived in Southern California or out in the UK, I'd be able to have a bit of a cottage industry building track bikes and race bikes for people, because I wouldn't charge enough, and I enjoy spending my time doing it, but not so popular in central Canada, especially now since it's I've been out riding the Kawasaki, as you can see, and it's below zero again this morning. So we had our first hint of fake summer a couple weeks ago, but it was nice to get out to ride. But anyway, I'll be posting some more videos on the 848. It's going to be going in a different direction. I'm going to be looking at putting it back on the street and either keeping it as a fun Sunday morning street bike or seeing if I can't sell it to someone. Bunch of trick parts on it, so I don't think there's anyone interested in paying me what it's worth right now as a track bike. There just isn't enough guys doing it anymore. And again, people in Ontario aren't going to drive 24 hours to pick up what's nearly a 20-year-old Ducati. So I think it'll be a fantastic street bike. So I'm going to do some work on this, make it more of a summer project. I got some ideas to fit some custom lighting to the bike, which again is right up my alley and something I have fun with. So I don't know, is it a disappointment? Maybe. Would it have made a fun track bike? Yeah, but I can't abide having this sit for a whole summer with the chance of me maybe getting out on it once. You know, it's just where it is. So yeah, that's the update on the 848. On the 680, it's under cover right now. I'm waiting for a couple more parts to come in. I did have it up and running. Again, I've got to play with jetting. It's a bit of a difficult, tricky thing to get it to run the way I want it to, but it is running, which is good. So anyway, as usual, I'm juggling 3 or 4 balls in the air right now, but I can't juggle. But it is fun. So anyway, stay tuned. I'll be posting some updates as they come in, as always. And if I've lost you because you're a KTM guy, sorry. Enjoy your black and orange bike, and hopefully you have more success for those things. If you're a Z900 guy, welcome. I'll be posting some updates as I fit some of those cool parts to the bike. Again, there's videos out there to show you how to do it. So I doubt you want to see me in a poorly lit garage with not a whole lot of video making skills, putting on cool parts on a bike. So anyway, if this interests you, like and subscribe. If I've lost you, you know, keep the rubber sides down and enjoy your riding, and check back soon.